Good morning, Fraser. Tuesday morning. We have Chaz and Constance are over here already. Chaz threw up again this morning. Sorry, not Chaz. Chaz, stop throwing up over here all over Allie. Constance threw up this morning, but not on me. She threw up on Allie this time.
Yay!
I was much happier with that one, but still. We've got Chaz's mom and stepdad and brother coming over for dinner tonight. And today we got the downrigger being secured by the Njordgear, Njord gear bolts and security bolts. So yeah, let's get the day going. So I bought some things for the downrigger. They're a lock bolt kind of thing for the downriggers. So Njordgear, and I am going to see how they work. I'm going to take these off and put them on one at a time. Hi, Marco. Hi, Marco. Same length. Okay. That seems to work well. Let's move this out of the way. No, that one's just a little bit loose. Huh. It's a challenge to get that in there. Oh, that's better. So these are a proprietary design. Oh, still moves a bit. So they're a security bolt that you know is a proprietary. So it doesn't fit any of the regular bolts or that you'd find, you know, Torx or security Torx or hex or anything like that. None of that fits, right? So the idea is it's a little more secure and much harder for anybody to take them off. Oh, it's hard to get them on right now, so just tightening them down enough is tough, right? Still moving a little bit. So I would say I probably want to get like some sort of a wrench on there to twist it. So I'm going to try that. Even that is going to be difficult. I'm going to try and come inside, up and inside. Still not, eh? Okay, so that would be the way to do it. So basically having to use a wrench, or it's not a wrench, a pair of pliers in the wide setting in order to get enough pressure to get this down there. Like that's not, that's getting there. So it feels tight enough now, but again, being me, I want to do the extra little tighten, which is usually where things break, but that's not going anywhere. Woo, 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 woo. Hey, enough. Seems secure. Seems secure. I don't think there's going to get any tighter on that, so that's good. Let's do the so now the base is secure. Now we have the portion that goes in to hold the downrigger in place from the proper side, though. There we go. I'm hoping you can see that there. Basically in there. And this, in my opinion, doesn't need to be as tight as these, because this is like it only goes so tight, right? This is not actually to hold the thing down; it holds it in place. It's a pin that's more of a, it's like a, I'd call it almost a shear pin, but I don't know that that's correct. But basically, I'm just putting it in. And once it comes out on the other end and it tightens right there, then it's done. So this is a Scotty downrigger and a Scotty pedestal, Scotty base. And you can see that's come through there on that side. Plenty long enough. Good and tight. There's the actual Scotty pin that holds it in. And there we go. Does everything it's supposed to do. Holds it up. If I put the locking mechanism in place, that's holding it in place. It's good. There's no movement I can see in these. It's tough to get these on and tight, but you know, basically now that's it. They can stay on here. Can't do that got to stay that way because my ball goes there. It's definitely got to get cleaned. Take that in to get that done. But I wanted to try them anyway. So there we go. I'm pretty happy with that. So that's the Njordgear security, downrigger security bolts. I like it. It's good. I feel better about that. And now I can be a little lazy and not have to bring the downriggers in all the time. And if we do get a slip, see you, Tim. Say hi to Fraser. If I do get a slip down in the marina, then it's ready to go. So I like it. Gonna do the other one. Good. I like it. Yeah. They fit well. They're that's all I was worried about. Like, you know, the fact that they actually fit in there, right? Yeah. Yeah, no worries. Made out of stainless steel, these things. So they shouldn't rust, disintegrate, etc., etc. Come up on board. Captain, may I board your ship? Absolutely.
Hi.
Hi. Beauty. You feel like going and grabbing the rigger?
Confused.
What are you confused about?
How does it lock it on?
Take that off. Can you take that off?
How do you take this part off? Can't
Yep.
you still take those off?
Take what off?
The downriggers?
No. Can you go get the downrigger for me, please? The other one? I'll show you. Woman? She asks the questions, but she doesn't want to have to do the work to get the answers, you see. Here she comes.
Happy!
Happy as can be.
Happy!
Happy.
Try and go shopping or something.
What's that?
I don't know what we're doing.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Can you take that out?
What?
The pin. She's so helpful. She's got such a servant's heart. Taking it out. Excellent.
Patience.
Patience. All right, come on over here. this goes on this way, right? Same way as always. Yes? You can see it from this side better.
I thought it was going to get more exciting.
This is exciting. This is so exciting.
Don't they get rained on?
Well, they might get rained on because they'll be outside, but they're stainless steel. So, and they're apparently they're a heavy gauge stainless steel. I don't know what that means. They're not light. They're a decent bolt. Right. There we go. There you go. On there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Except when you want to get to your prawn puller and you can't find that thing.
Well, so this is the thing. When I'm going to do prawn puller, I'm going to get another base. I'm going to put a base here where the other one was. Right? So that I've got that one there, so I never have to take that off. Because I don't like the idea of taking this off in 350 feet of water.
No.
So
The base is just that square thing there on the bottom?
yes, yes, yeah. The base, it'll be the base with this little lip on it, the thing that this goes into, right? But it won't have the pedestal to it. It doesn't need the pedestal. She's done. She's on there.
And you can still slide it and stuff?
Slide it.
Like move it?
Still move it this way. Still move it that way. Still lift it up. It's exact. The fact that it's Scotty pedestal, Scotty base, Scotty downrigger, and the Njordgear fits into it and is designed to work with it. You can buy the Njordgear bases and pedestals as well. For my taste, they're a little expensive. But if you've got, you know, a brand new boat and you don't want plastic on there, you want, you know, good solid stainless steel and chromed. They've got black ones as well, but chromed. They look gorgeous. They are absolutely spectacular, and they work in the exact same way. But for me, I just can't quite justify that cost with my boat. I don't have a $150,000 boat, but I know guys that do, and that probably would go that way. But for me, the fact that it works with the Scotty, excellent. I love this product. It's fantastic. I like it. It's good. Hey Fraser, so we're over at Greg's place here, doing the he's doing the lamb up and all that sort of stuff. So we got the having the Passover dinner, right? Hey Fraser, hope your day's going okay today, buddy. So yeah, today's video is all about the Njordgear. Well, I bought this several days ago. I actually sent them an email and asking just to make sure. I know I'd actually physically seen them at the boat show a couple of years ago. And they said that they worked with the Scotty gear, and all of their stuff looks identical to the Scotty gear as far as the pedestals go, except it's not plastic. It's like high grade stainless steel and beautifully polished and all that sort of stuff. So I emailed them and said, hey, you know, like I just want to make sure it works with the Scotty, and they got back to me like within a day and said, oh yeah, no, it works absolutely well and no issues. So I took the chance, bit the bullet, and I spent the money. They're expensive. They're $139 per downrigger set, so they're expensive. But if they get stolen, then you're looking at $1,000 to replace the downrigger. So really, it's a 10% cost, you know, to protect them, right? It's like anything. Locks only protect, you know, they only keep the honest people out, but these will make it very difficult for somebody to try and steal. And certainly down at the marina, I'd like to be as secure as possible. And if I get a call this year to go down, I want to say yes. I don't want to have any hesitation. I want to be able to put the boat in and use it, right? So yeah, I ordered them and got them delivered yesterday actually. And it was funny, the delivery guy, Ed, he's a friend of mine as well, from church, and so I'm like, oh, do you know what these are, man? And so I pulled them out and I showed him what they were, and sent him the link, and yeah, he's probably going to wind up buying them too. But and of course, you know, Sean's buying one, a set, and I showed them to Jill as well, right? So they're just a nice, if somebody comes by and is wanting to steal these things, they look at those and they look at the regular Scotties. They're going to take the one with the regular Scotties because they're easier to take off. They're less hassle. They're always going to, it's like water. They're going to go to the path of least resistance, right? So every little bit helps, right? Every little bit helps. And they seem to be, these things seem to be really good quality. They're solid. Again, my only issue is the handle when you're putting it on with the pedestal on. You can't go right on top. You got to kind of go in from the side. So I had to use the pliers to get in there and tighten them up. But I mean, that's a minimal thing. It just means that if anybody was going to try and take them off, they're going to have struggles as well, right? So yeah, well worth the cost, I think. I'm quite happy with them. So I did send him an email. My suggestion was, it's probably not for my boat. So the gunnels on my boat are just slightly curved, right? So my base plates are slightly curved. So when you take one off one side, you gotta make sure you're getting right down in kind of thing, right, to tighten it up. So because of that, and probably most other boats, especially newer boats, I would say are probably much flatter, right? Especially the aluminums and stuff. But with the pedestal, you got to kind of get in from the side, like, So what I sent him back an email and I suggested, like just a thought, but maybe like a square hole for a 3/8 ratchet on the top, just so that you could, tighten them, kind of thing from a ratchet if you needed to, if you had to get in there that way. But other than that, yeah, fantastic product. Loved it. I was excited. I left them out last night for the first time on my boat. It's the first time I've ever left them overnight in my driveway. I know I'm a little jaded, but I slept soundly with no problems. I haven't checked to see that they're still there, but I imagine that they are. So that's about that, man. I know yesterday Stephen was stoned. Now Stephen was actually the very first martyr for Christ. And remember, Saul was standing there approving of the death of Stephen, approving of the stoning. So on that day, this is chapter 8 now, a great persecution broke out against the church in Jerusalem, and all except the apostles were scattered throughout Judea and Samaria. Godly men buried Stephen and mourned deeply for him, but Saul began to destroy the church. Going from house to house, he dragged off both men and women and put them in prison. Those who had been scattered preached the word wherever they went. Philip went down to a city in Samaria and proclaimed the Messiah there. Meanwhile, Saul was still breathing out murderous threats against the Lord's disciples. He went to the high priest and asked him for letters to the synagogues in Damascus, so that if he found anyone there who belonged to the way, which is what they called the Christians at the time, followers of the way, whether men or women, he might take them as prisoners to Jerusalem. As he neared Damascus, on his journey, suddenly a light from heaven flashed around him. He fell to the ground and heard a voice say to him, "Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me?" "Who are you, Lord?" Saul asked. "I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting. Now get up and go into the city, and you will be told what you must do." The men traveling with Saul stood there speechless. They heard the sound, but they didn't see anyone. Saul got up from the ground, and when he opened his eyes, he couldn't see anything. So they led him by the hand into Damascus. For 3 days he was blind. He did not eat or drink anything. In Damascus there was a disciple named Ananias. The Lord called to him in a vision, "Ananias." "Yes, Lord." The Lord told him, "Go to the house of Judas on Straight Street, and ask for a man from Tarsus named Saul, for he is praying. In a vision he has seen a man named Ananias come and place his hands on him to restore sight." "Lord," Ananias answered, "I have heard many reports about this man and all the harm that he has done to your holy people in Jerusalem, and he has come here with authority from the chief priest to arrest all who call on your name." Ananias is just basically saying, just in case you weren't aware of this, to God, of course. But the Lord said to Ananias, "Go. This man is my chosen instrument to proclaim my name to the Gentiles and their kings and to the people of Israel. I will show him how much he must suffer for my name." Then Ananias went to the house and entered it. Placing his hands on Saul, he said, "Brother Saul, the Lord Jesus, who appeared to you on the road as you were coming here, has sent me to you so that you may see again and be filled with the Holy Spirit." Immediately something like scales fell from Saul's eyes and he could see again. He got up and was baptized, and after taking some food he regained his strength. So Saul was
actively arresting and seeking people to be arrested, going to another town, wanting to drag them back to Jerusalem and put them in prison. He honestly believed he was doing God's work. He honestly believed he was doing the right thing. He was a very, very well-schooled man in regards to the Jewish law. Obviously with great fervor, and he wanted to protect the law and God's ways. And so he thought he was doing God's work by killing Christians. God hammered him in a pretty big way. Boom. Bright light, blindness, audible voice that the others heard as well. And then sending a Christian who was very nervous to go, sending a Christian to Saul, because he hadn't been named Paul yet, he was still Saul, and laying his hands on him and praying for him. And he received his sight back. That's a pretty big wake-up call. And at that point in time, God began to use Saul. So he went 180 degrees, and he was traveling at 1,000 miles an hour, trying to destroy the Christian faith. And he was stopped on a dime. And after 3 days, it's funny it was 3 days again, I just realized that. Nonetheless, God healed him, gave him his sight back, and now he's going the other direction. And as you see, he goes about 1,000 miles an hour in that direction too, and writes most of the New Testament and goes all over the place preaching, and is eventually martyred. Believe they chopped his head off, but he was beaten, he was stoned, he was flogged, in prison most of his writing life anyway. Yeah, there was nothing, just like the apostles, there was nothing on this earth that they were going to gain by preaching Jesus. Absolutely nothing on this earth that they would gain. But they absolutely knew that Jesus rose again. And they absolutely knew that when they did die from these temporary bodies that we all have, that they were going to spend an entire eternity with Christ. God loves you very much, buddy. I love you too. I miss you. I look forward to seeing you soon. It's coming quick. And I will post more tomorrow.